Overwatch was created by Blizzard Entertainment and came out on May 24th of 2016, and it came out to instant success. Everybody was playing and loving this game. It was literally the peak of an online shooter. It spawned some of the biggest streamers of all time, but after about 2019, the game went through this phase of complete neglect from the developers. The last hero that was added to Overwatch 1 came out in 2019, and that was the last update until October of 2023, where Overwatch 2 came out. This was supposed to be the revival of the entire series in the game. Every Overwatch property, it was coming back. This was going to be a big event. It was going to be bigger and better than ever with a new PvE system implemented to the game that was going to make the game so much better and so much more replayable than ever. Then it came out and then had that same little problem in Overwatch 1 that I like to call a content fast, and they fucking scrapped the fucking PvE like a day or two into the game coming out. So why did they even make a sequel, man? Why? Overwatch 1 was originally called Titan, but after the development phase of the most boring game name absolutely imaginable got fucked over, Blizzard bought Titan and later turned that into Overwatch. At the time Overwatch came out, Blizzard was still seen as one of the greatest dev studios of all time. I mean, they had games like Diablo and fucking World of Warcraft, some of the biggest and most, expansive games to have ever come out. And this game was going to be no exception to that. Just look at how cool this game looks, dude. I can't get over the graphics of this. This is what shooters looked like in 2019. So being able to see a big titty Asian girl in a mech on the other team was a breath of fresh air. The maps, the art style, the aura of this game is honestly one of my favorites in all of gaming. I just love the feel of the summer and fun that I get whenever I play this game, even if I'm raging out of my fucking mind because the tanks in open queue are so shit. Also around this time, the streaming / softcore porn platform known as Twitch was starting to make a rise, and Overwatch was one of the games that really put this site on the map, for better or for worse. We saw people like Tim the Tatman, XQC, and Muselk really got their start on this game. It was really changing how people online streamed video games on platforms. I mean, this game won Game of the Year in 2016, and there was nothing but content and stuff to do coming out so frequently. It had almost perfect scores everywhere you looked. It was the peak of the genre. But after years of the same rehashed events and less content being added, as well as free-to-play games coming out with so much more content such as Apex, Fortnite, and PUBG, Overwatch wasn't nearly the game that it was whenever it originally came out. What was probably the worst update to have ever been added to Overwatch that killed so many different players' enjoyment that made people slam their keyboards on the desk harder than ever was the character Brigitte being added into the game. Long story short, she was the most overpowered fucking character you could possibly imagine, and when streamers saw this, they said, fuck you, I'm gonna go play Fortnite and get 10 times bigger of an audience doing so. Because of all this, people were leaving over the years, and there was less and less community surrounding this game. I think the main thing that blew up Fortnite was the fact that everybody and their mom was making Fortnite videos and at least knew what the game was.
Let's now talk Fortnite, shall we?
And by this point, literally nobody was making Overwatch videos because they had already moved on. There was also the fact that so many other free games had come out in this time period, and Overwatch still being a $30 game, getting less and less free updates than free games were getting, was something that also turned off so many different streamers from playing the game. For all these reasons, from about mid-2018 to 2023, the game was just steady losing players. However, at BlizzCon 2019, which even just saying that reeks of virginity, Overwatch 2 was announced. This game's main selling point was that it was going to have a lot of PvE aspects to it that were going to basically double the game's content and be infinitely replayable, such as live events, character progression, and so much more. This was made even cooler by the fact that Blizzard is basically known for their PvE experiences. We learned about all of this in 2019, and everyone was excited for the future of this game. And then we heard like jack shit about this for like 3 years, and this game got delayed out the ass for so many reasons until April 26, 2023, when we got our first open beta of the game. The game had a system where if you were to have watched 4 hours of Overwatch content on Twitch, you would be able to get a game key, which basically meant that now you would be able to play the game after watching it for 4 hours. But this little system got Overwatch 2 to the literal top of Twitch like 5 years after peaking. It had over 1.5 million people watching it at one point, and the game looked alright. I mean, there wasn't that PvE stuff we were talking about, but it is just a beta, so, there's that. The game came out a few months later, and okay, there's still no PvE, what the fuck's going on? This game's biggest selling point, the reason it existed, was because of the PvE, and it's not even here. And I didn't even mention the fact that this game was literally unplayable whenever it came out because the servers were so laggy, but that's okay, as long as the PvE and the changes that they they were going to make were going to be good. Okay, what the fuck went on for 3 years? The first few months of this game being out were underwhelming to say the least. It had the exact same problems that Overwatch 1 has been having for the past 4 years, aka that update fast I was talking about, and overall the game just did not get anywhere near the expectations that were set by the company. It really looked like one big change was made in the past 4 years, and that was microtransaction reworks. Just the shit that we've all been waiting on as a community. Fuck the PvE, fuck the content, fuck the overpowered characters. I want more ways to spend my money on this game. Instead of having loot boxes in this game, the game had a battle pass and shop. How fucking original. But there's a very, very simple problem with this kind of structure for Overwatch. In Overwatch, there are so many different heroes that you could play, and I think like 13 different collectibles that you could get. There are so many fucking cosmetics in this game. The problem with the battle pass in this type of game is that there's 80 tiers in the battle pass, and there's 39 heroes in the game so far. Because of this, the battle pass is filled with absolute shit because there's so many different cosmetics that they have to pick from, but only 80 tiers that they can fill up. So you end up getting literal shit and nothing that you want from it. They also announced a few months later that they weren't going to be adding the PvE. Well, you know, that's really all I have to say about that. Overwatch had, and I believe still has, so much potential as a game, and I genuinely do believe that. It's still so unique, it plays pretty well, but it's hard for me to genuinely say that this game is good because there's no content creators even making videos about it. I can never find a duo because of the jack shit community, and there's little to no updates, and the updates that do come out are incredibly underwhelming, and I just kind of feel lied to sometimes whenever I play this game. I still love this game though, and I probably will forever. But I totally understand that there are so many better games out that you could play. Still working on these outros, by the way. I really don't know how to end a video. Please, somebody. Just so you guys know, I feel like if you made it this far into the video, you probably care about it a little bit, so I should probably say that, while producing this video, Blizzard came out and made this statement about the whole, you know, esports changes that they were going to make to the Overwatch League, and I think that this is amazing. I think that this game, like I said, has so much potential, and I really, really do love this game, and I still play it a lot. I'm just frustrated with some of the things that they did, and that's why I made this video, but it looks like they do want this game to succeed, and that's really good to see as a player of the game. Let's hope this kind of shit continues. I'm not trying to stretch this video. I really don't care about it.